Welcome to another exciting episode of the Million Dollar Peddlers. I'm Papergoy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
And it's our weekly What's Sold on eBay BOLO video. And for anybody new to the channel, we tell you what's sold on eBay. But we also have a little banter, tell you why it's sold, things to look out for you when you're out there. And why don't you take it away, Mr. Magazine?
All right. Well, for everyone out there, you probably think that Papergoy sold this item. Nope, he did not. It was Mr. Magazine. I do sell playbills, not very many.
And I'm kind of jealous.
This slipped through the cracks. This was part of the Ohio Monster collection, so
okay.
that's why we pulled it out. My employee, I thought, did a decent job listing Raul Julia, the famous actor, was in that as well. Didn't sell for a ton of money, but we still got almost $17 for it. So if you see stuff like this, playbills out, Paperboy will tell you. Look inside, see if anyone famous is in there, and you can get a few bucks more.
Well, and Dracula is always a key word also.
Sure.
Definitely a word you definitely want to put up there. Definitely does sell.
Yeah, very cool.
You know what else sells?
No.
Whatever your next item is.
Oh, that is true.
That was a segue.
Comics and newspaper comics. So the only problem is this was listed, a couple years ago, so not too bad. I ended up getting $20 for it. Amarillo Sunday News, Globe Comics, 1971. Peanuts were in there, Dick Tracy, Blondie's also on the front cover that you can see. And you probably get these for pennies on a dollar. A lot of people threw them out. So, and there are collectors for them. So you're hitting newspapers, you're hitting comic collectors, and whatever the famous cartoons are as well.
And you're also hitting something else. Do you know what else you're hitting? And that's actually why I'm looking.
Amarillo?
You would be hitting Amarillo as well.
Okay.
But I'm actually surprised it's sold right now. You hit birthday people.
Oh, there you go. Right, true.
A lot of people want these things, and that would be right up 71. They'd be turning 51 this year.
Okay.
So potentially somebody has a birthday coming up, and they want to surprise their friend with something or other from their birthday.
Okay.
So definitely do list the dates. People do collect those.
Ah, very cool. And another item, we're going with cheaper items today, stuff that you can find, I'm trying to change it up a little. Yeah, so Mad magazines are all over the place, very popular, but this obviously has a George Washington cover. It wasn't listed as such, even though Alfred E. Newman, and maybe that's why it took 6 years to sell or whatever. But still, see anything like this, anyone that's famous on the cover, any holiday, seasonal, whatever, you're going to get at least $10 for these, and you could probably pick them up for 50 cents a buck.
Yeah, in the Mad magazine, one thing on the condition of it, he said excellent high quality. One big thing on the condition of it, and it's acceptable in these, people expect it. But usually the back cover of these has one of the L. Jaffe fold-ins.
Yeah.
Everybody loves folding those in. You're going to find them folded in. If you have the rare case where it's not, definitely note it. If it is folded in, just note, back cover folded in. That's all. Just definitely do note it, because you don't want somebody or other to get a nasty surprise. They think they're buying a high-grade one, and it does have the fold-in. But those are very, very common to find that way.
All right. And you'll never hear the word fold-in used more in one sentence ever again.
Unless I'm Rachel Ray in Baking Show.
Sure.
Fold in the flour.
Moving on, Victoria's Secret. Everyone loves shopping there. I know I do, or at least window shopping. But any magazines, catalogs, they do sell. This is an earlier one.
Oh, wow. Summer 86,
Yeah, I mean, we had it listed for, not too long, actually, so I ended up selling for about $20. But, yeah, you can definitely find these out there. They're available, and pick them up for sure.
Definitely do find them. And I know you've highlighted those before because you've come across them before in other collections.
Yeah.
Catalogs in general do well. Victoria's Secret would be near the top of the recent catalogs. Obviously, the Sears Christmas wish books and catalogs from turn of the century are great. But out of the stuff from the 80s and 90s, fashion and Victoria's Secret tend to be the best ones.
And sometimes there's famous celebrities and models inside when they were younger, so take a look at that.
True.
So it gives you a reason to look inside like I do.
Yeah, you do a lot of research on those.
Yeah,
I say you do a lot of research.
For sure. All right. Everyone knows who Joe Burrow is now, or at least sports fans. Hot as a pistol. This is just a common rookie card of his. It sold for $11, but we have other ones selling for $50, $100, and so forth. So go with what's trending. Go with what's hot. If you have these, dig them out of your boxes. He's been in the league a couple years. Definitely worth putting them out now. The time is right.
Yeah, so basically a little tip to you. If you are one of those people that does have a card sitting there and you just never get around to listing them, next year there are going to be 2 teams in the Super Bowl. Right after the championship game and those 2 teams are decided, if you have cards of those players from those teams, get them listed.
Yeah, that's all we've been doing actually last week. Any listings we get in, it's Jamar Chase, it's Cam Akers, any of these guys that are in the Super Bowl. Because here's the way you look at it: whoever you have 1 week or 2 weeks actually to sell whoever's going to lose, and you have a month, 2 months to sell whoever's going to win. So it's definitely a good opportunity to take advantage of.
Did Icky Woods play?
Oh, many years ago.
The Icky Shuffle.
That's right. All right.
Okay. Oh, nice.
Comic magazine.
Now that's gone down.
It has gone down since COVID for sure. But Marvel Premiere issue 4, Star Lord's premiere issue. It used to be a couple $100 in VG. I think I sold one at its peak, maybe 500, 600, 700 raw, ungraded. But yeah, still something.
You can find them out there though, because I found this at Madison Bachville about 3 or 4 years ago. I found one in not good shape, but I paid like $2 for it, and I got $30 or $40. And when I say it was not good shape,
sure,
it was not good shape.
Yeah.
So these things are definitely out there, but always take a look at the Marvel magazines. There's a lot of hidden value in those because those used to be junk across the board.
Well, Marvel's hot just because of all the shows coming out between Netflix and Disney and whatever, and they have all these new origins and superheroes. So definitely take advantage of that and grab them. In any condition, obviously.
Yep. Now, this next thing I have out there is something or other that's outside of what I usually sell. I was at a house call, and they had a lot of photos, and I bought one photo and threw it in my box, and I sold it. But I didn't buy it because of the photo.
Okay.
I bought it because of the frame.
Oh,
and these are common frames out there. They come in a couple of different sizes. I mean, that screams Art Deco. That is absolutely Art Deco. I got $24 out of it at auction. Now, it's a 5x7 desktop one with the little flap, and I even did show the back just so there's no question all it will stand up.
Cool.
I guess I probably could have said something or other about the girl in there, and I probably should have.
Yeah.
But I don't think that that's what sold it. Yeah. I think what sold it is the frame. I've bought a few of these throughout the years. I keep my eyes open for them, even though I don't deal in frames. You will find these out there. If you can get $20 to $25 out of it, you pay $1, $2 for it. Definitely well worth it.
Always a bridesmaid, never a bride.
I've had that problem. Me
too. Yeah, me too. Yeah. Jinx.
This just goes to show I got $100 out of this. I bought it in 2020 at a estate sale. It had the dust jacket on it, I believe, or maybe it. Yep, hard jacket, dust jacket. Yep. People had gone through the kids' books, just left this. I was very happy to find it because anytime you can find 1940s books with dust jackets, kids' books, those tend to get damaged. They tend to have been damaged because the kids would have torn them off, not cared about it, written on them, torn them up. This actually wasn't fairly high grade. Cannot argue with that whatsoever. It's got small tears around the jacket, but it's better shape than most of them.
Right.
But I think I paid $1 for it. Maybe not even that much. It was second day of the sale.
Nice.
And so I went through kids' books, anyone that had dust jacket that were older. They are out there. You definitely can find them. So if you do go to the sale, you're paying $1 for them. You can't go wrong buying kids' books with dust jackets from the 40s. You cannot do so.
When you were buying this, the person in line, did he look back and say, "Hey, I got a good deal on this item," and you said,
Me too. Exactly. You're going to run that into the ground, aren't you? You sell magazines.
Yeah, sometimes, yep.
Me too.
Yeah, exactly.
Forbes magazine, September 28, 2017. Now, that is a magazine that's got some keywords in it.
Loaded.
I did get $21 out of it. I paid either $1 or 50 cents for it. I can't remember if I bought it the first day of a sale or the second day of a sale. I paid $0.25 for it because I know exactly the sale I got it from.
Nice.
This is one of those magazines. I rarely put anything away. I probably could have put this away and forgotten about it, and probably could have gotten $30 to $40 out of it 3 to 4 years from now.
Sure.
I don't really have the room to do it. I got plenty of things put away. Rather get the $21 out of it. But you want to talk about a magazine that hits the keywords. Warren Buffett sells. Elon Musk sells. Jeff Bezos sells. So you can definitely find this out there. And, it's got the mailing label on it. It's got everything on there. It's not collector grade by any means whatsoever. Yet it went for $21. So definitely those are 3 keywords. You see any magazine with them out there, it's a newer magazine. People are going to think, oh, that's garbage. I paid $0.25 for it.
Nice.
Cannot argue with that. Now, this next magazine over here is an example of my using keywords that other people did not use to be able to make the sale. It sold at auction for $28. Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh, he looks weird. I never saw him with a football.
Well, that was him and his day guys. And it wasn't a big picture of him, but he's right there.
Oh, yeah.
In there. It's Creature in the Black Lagoon.
I like the picture of right in that corner there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Definitely sells. That is a keyword beyond a doubt whatsoever. Other people had this up, did not mention that. They did not make the sale.
Very cool.
I mentioned it. I made the sale. And this is not even high grade by any means. It had a heavy spine roll on it, to the point that when I put it in a magazine bag, it barely fit in the Life magazine size bag because it was such a bad spine roll. Wow. Which, again, if you read the condition here, heavy spine roll, I did note it. Definitely always note the condition on it because I'd hate for the person to get it and say, this is bad shape. Well, it's got a heavy spine roll. I told you about that. But hopefully that helps you some. Do search the Terapeak on items. And sometimes you come up with something that nobody else, hook that nobody else has had.
Right.
Of course, other people searching it are going to list it with Creature from Black Lagoon from here on.
Exactly.
Next item we have over here, no one is to blame.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I got $16 out of that. But just goes to show that you never know on the newer sheet music. I think I paid 50 cents for it, a quarter for it. Sheet music from the 80s and 90s, they didn't really make a lot of those different things. So you can definitely find things like this out there. I was very happy to get $16 because I think I paid a quarter, 50 cents for it, something like that at a sale. Sheet music, a lot of people have the 1940s and 50s. That was, the heyday of it. 30s, 40s, 50s. There's tons of that stuff out there. You start getting into the 70s and 80s and 90s, there's a lot fewer of the items out there. You can't go wrong getting $16 out of this for 50 cents.
Especially Howard Jones. Yeah.
Do you mind if I go into
No one blames you for that.
Do you mind if I go into a rambling story of the week? Very quick one. Back in college, or back when I was growing up, Johnny Bagpipes and I used to go to concerts all the time. He dragged me to a Howard Jones concert. Oof. That was about it. Oof was about right. He loved Howard Jones.
I wonder if that's worse than the time you dragged me to Spice World.
I actually like that movie.
Oh.
Anywho, next item up. We have talked about this person, keyword, no doubt, regularly can find these items around Rochester because she lived around here in her later years. Lulu, Louise Brooks, Upstate New York Magazine, March 28, 1982, Louise Brooks, Lulu. Big fold right down the center of it, as you can see in the picture. And, of course, I noted it as well. Put it up for auction, put it up at $28, sold it for $30. So it got two bids. Can't argue with that. The funny thing is, it had 5 or 6 watchers on it. Had about an hour, maybe 2 hours left, no bids. Somebody from California offers me $10 on it, and I have free shipping. I'm like, I'm not going to sell it for $10 with free shipping. Yeah. There's an hour left, so it's really not a lot of incentive to end it, especially for where I'd end up making $3 after all my fees and postage. Jeez. I'm not going to end it for that. Make me an offer. I wouldn't have ended it anyway, even if he offered me 25, because there was only an hour left, and it had 6 watchers. I figured it would get some bids on it. If it had an hour left and it had no watchers and he's offered me 25, I probably still wouldn't have, because it was so close to the end that I figured he could buy it afterwards.
Right.
But still, make a realistic offer.
Absolutely.
But you can always find Louise Brooks stuff out there if you live in the Rochester area. Definitely do so. She is definitely hotter than a pistol, as somebody would say. And the last item we have over here, I'd never seen anything like this before. I thought it was cool as anything. Does not sell for nearly as much as I thought that it would, but I did sell it. And you can find them out there. I thought this would be extremely rare. They're out there. Amco American Oil Company 1957 National Credit Identification Card with plate. If you take a look at this picture, it doesn't show up.
There you go.
It's got the little plate on the back so they could charge with it. So it was really neat. It literally is metal on the back of that. Yeah. And I said, what the heck is this over here? I ended up taking, I think, $27 or $28 for it, something rather like that. Again, I saw it, but it's small. I mean, it literally is the size of a charge card. Yeah. You can definitely find stuff like this in somebody's box, box lot of somewhere, or they got a bunch of stuff. I bought it at a flea market is where I ended up getting it at. So it was in the middle of somebody's bunch of just miscellaneous paper. I paid
Right.
50 cents, $1 for it, something like that. Threw it on the pile. Very, very neat item. Obviously, people collect for gasoline. And you may not know this. So when you get done hitting the like button, go do a search on Terapeak for credit cards. Believe it or not, people out there buy, sell, and collect old credit cards.
Right. Is there a year you can't sell them? I thought like certain recent ones you can't sell from people. They have to be like expired old.
Yeah, they definitely have to be expired and all that. And I was actually at an auction, public auction, and they had an entire box, like a baseball card box.
Yeah.
So 300 of them, something like that. And I'm like,
Did you get them?
nobody's going to want this junk. No, there are like 4 people actively bidding heavy
Holy
on it.
cow.
And I'm like, what? I thought this was like that little niche that only
Yeah.
I knew.
Yeah.
No, everybody was
What did
bidding
it sell
heavy on
for?
it. I don't remember. It was years ago. It sold for a lot more than I wanted to
I was
pay
thinking
for
it's
it.
400 in there, and they could have sold for 1,000, which is a deal. You know, who knows?
That's
Seems
true.
crazy, but yeah, still.
That
a
is
deal.
true, yep. But
You'd still have them in the corner waiting to get listed.
that would be true. And I'd probably throw my own credit cards in there and I'd be looking for a card that works. And
Sure, yeah. I've
take
done
about
that.
9 hours to find one. But definitely do check that out on Terapeak in case you were unaware. Old charge cards, credit cards do sell. It's something or other that everybody at that public auction knew, but a lot of people don't know.
Right.
So you can find them out there and make that your little niche and surprise yourself. So hit the like button if you could. Comment down below on anything in this video that helped you, and we will see you next video.
Take care. Bye bye.